Well, new at 6, as we are seeing in the bombing investigation, police are using very different, very high-tech methods to crack crimes now compared to just a few years ago, whether it's at the federal level or even in your hometown. Matt Markham has some insight from a terrorism expert in Albany. And Matt, I know he told you there are a few things that make this investigation different than one's past.
Yes, Greg, and most notably technology. It's changed the landscape of terrorism investigations and even police work in areas around here. Cameras are in focus, cell phone records are called up, and computers put all the pieces together.
If you think about the old days, they used to draw these with, rulers and pencils and graph paper.
Trade the old tools with today's terror investigation. Rick Matthews trains everyone up to the Department of Homeland Security to use them.
By positioning the evidence exactly using GPS technology, we can get a pretty good map of the crime scene of the whole area. That's going to be very exact and it's going to be very helpful, not just in the investigation, but in the prosecution later on.
Matthews says that's what authorities are doing now behind the scenes in Boston.
If they can pinpoint where the devices were, finding additional debris, that helps them then to determine how big the blast really was, maybe the direction that the detonation went.
3D imagery, photos, and phones help in reconstructing a scene to examine what is seen and heard.
By looking at records in that area, looking at people called about the rapid time they were, they get timestamps from the videos and all. There's a possibility of finding out who else might be involved, at least where the calls went.
More cities are thinking of installing cameras to deter or investigate other kinds of crime. Troy suspects 6 more are on the way. They'll go downtown to deter crime, but can be played back if anything else happened. So how powerful can these cameras actually be?
This is technology at its best, top of the line, 20 megapixel lenses. The manufacturer has promised us that we will be able to capture both license plates and facial recognition from approximately 1/2 of city block.
And that facial recognition technology can make the break in the case in Boston. From airports to DMV records, your picture's in more places now than you may think, and many of these cameras have ample storage capabilities also, so police can play them back. Again, Greg, whether it's a bombing in Boston or even a drug bust elsewhere.
You know, Matt, I'm wondering, what about good old-fashioned police work, shoe leather, talking to folks, things like that? Is that still around?
Well, believe it or not, they say that's still the most important thing because intuition gives investigators a direction to take. People see things they find unusual. They can describe something like an explosion with what they see and hear. And they also have videos, cell phones. Everybody's carrying around one of these cell phones now. So if a municipality doesn't have a camera in many different places around town, someone else may have one of their own, maybe at a unique angle, and that can be critical for an investigation.
So it's the old and the new coming together. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Matt Markham reporting live from Albany tonight. Dory?